101 yards. It's the Aviators and the Jets, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Well, the new-look Jets ready to go on offense, and it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
Just like that, it's a gain of 12 and a first down on their first play.
A lot to talk about when it comes to Garrett Wilson, the reigning offensive rookie of the year. Last season, really embraced the wide receiver 1 role in New York, broke Keyshawn Johnson's rookie record for yards, and one of the brightest young stars at his position lives up to that by getting another Jets first down.
Garrett Wilson, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. When you look at this defense, and this unit, very tough to throw against, currently second best in the NFL.
And hey, they were stingy in the opener, didn't allow much of anything.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. You know, last week it was unbelievable how many times they were in the backfield. They had 7 sacks. Whatever they had for pregame meal last week, maybe they had it again.
I think they're going to continue to repeat it if they keep this up. But remember, we were at their facility, and we walked past the defensive meeting room.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. They'll be led out by a man who nearly broke the single-season rushing record for quarterbacks last season. A true dual threat out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
And he was terrific in the opener, threw 3 touchdown passes, and make no mistake about it, he was eager to get right back out and do it again. So I think we'll see him try to test the secondary quite a bit as this game goes on.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Well, you think about what it's taken to get to this point. The Giants and the Jets, obviously historic franchises, shared the stadium for years, never felt fully right. Well, now you got 2 New York teams with 2 different homes. And this team in Brooklyn, I'll tell you what, walking in, seeing the excitement on the fans' faces, they are ready to embrace a team here in Brooklyn, and this should be a fun experience to watch unfold. 3rd down and 10. On play action, Fields. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown! Jamison Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Aviators get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Can't get away, and he's taken down. It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Farrell, that got in there to bring him down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, the pressure gets to him again. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. Shreds him with a stiff arm. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. Fields able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. A play fake. Now Fields to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Jamison Williams. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Aviators are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Aubrey good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. New York set to take the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now the 2nd-year man back from injury. It's Breece Hall.
Holding offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Straight ahead is Hall. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
I'm not sure they mentioned it as a goal during the week or even talked about it in pregame, but the way they're playing right now, they want this game out of reach by halftime. Not only does the safety just demoralize the opposing offense, now your guys can run out there and try to add another 6 to their lead.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Now 2nd and 3. Play action. It's Fields. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, you talk about this Jets defense. And they're currently 21st, Charles, in the NFL against the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they rush the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now. It's Brooklyn in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Fields off the bootleg. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown! Jamison Williams on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Aviators are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary. Or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they're going to continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Lots of incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Chase Young. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. And taken at the 46. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Williams. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going there.
Here's a diving catch right side. And it's caught. Touchdown. Chigakakwo. Amazing diving catch. And the Aviators are an extra point away from going up by 30. Aubrey good with a PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So out now come the Jets. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Charles, a nice play there, wasting no time making his presence felt for this defense.
And you know, we heard the same conversation around the league. A lot of people were surprised that he was available, and they let him go.
And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Chase Young able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
Here we go. We good.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he gets it down to the 32.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown. Mecole Hardman, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Aviators are pouring it on. For this offensive unit, yeah, they were solid in the opening week victory, and now they are looking just as sharp here in week 2.
And that's exactly what you want, too, because you want to get better each and every week and really ramp up as the season goes on. I know it's still early in the season and a lot can happen, but this offense, they look like they're going to be fun to watch each and every time out.
Now the extra point up and good by Aubrey. And a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back into the game.
There actually is something to the psychology of the game at times, isn't there? How much better would they feel running into the locker room, as you noted, with something on the board in a positive fashion? You're exactly right. It's a great opportunity to get that done.
Rodgers now on first down. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. Guys to the line and get them set. Throwing is Rodgers. Open man here is Conklin. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Let's go.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Parsons. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back.
Touchdown! Jamison Williams on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Aviators will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Aubrey good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And check down complete to Hall. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we've reached... Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the 3rd quarter here. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Jamison Williams out onto the field as his guys take over on offense. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Throw out wide to Walker. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now Fields. And Walker has it. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup there. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
That pass caught. It's Williams. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards, the final tally.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
Fields now to throw. Flush to his right. Touchdown! Jamison Williams. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Aviators take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Aubrey now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Rodgers and the Jets now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And his defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the third quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after him.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a first down. Final minute now of the third quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part.
Here's Rodgers. Past the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Hall ought to give up the middle. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down, here's Rodgers. And it's caught. And the Jets are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Jets are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter. Zerline connects on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Kene Nwangu. And he will score. Touchdown. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. New York ready to go again offensively. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
23 yards on the play. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just... And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Milton Williams picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Rodgers' throw here going to be caught by Wilson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd.
This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Now it's Rodgers. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Chase Young. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
This is brought in at the 21. And there he goes again. And they're going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. Aubrey now for the point after. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really
under pressure, and down he goes. Micah Parsons. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, partner, you and I will be headed to the airport, but after this game, when it's interview time, someone's going to ask this quarterback what hurt worse, the interceptions or the sacks. This whole day, it's been rough. Barring a miraculous comeback, this offense isn't going to win this game.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
Back to the air, Fields on 2nd down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Go. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And the Jets are going to get the football back. A first throw for the backup, Wilson. Getting the football to Davis on an out route. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now, but as you've mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses.